everybody, it's Logan, and yesterday we were in South Park, Pennsylvania for the regional there, and I am bringing you guys the 5th place deck out of the entire regional of 386 people, and our lovely contestant today for this winning deck is...
Yeah, Bryan from Crush Cards.
Wow, look, we're Crush Cards. We did it. We won stuff. And so he was playing what deck?
I was playing, I guess you could call it Mystic Mind Burn. Mystic Mind... But it's not really burn, it's more just Mystic Mind run your opponent out of their resources until they scoop.
Great! Let's talk about it.
I only played 3 monsters in the entire deck. I played Lilith, Lady of Lament. For anyone who is an old fan of the channel or has seen the first video, Layer of Darkness is the first video on the entire channel, so I think it's only fitting that Lilith helped me get my first invite ever. But Lilith is basically Trap Trick in the deck. So I chose not to play Trap Trick, but I did play Lilith. So Lilith, tributes for cost, and then you can reveal 3 normal traps in your deck, and then you randomly, or you show them to your opponent, and then they randomly pick one to set directly to your field. So this is a 42 card count. However, with Lilith, it's basically like playing a 39 card deck because Lilith gets you anything that you need.
So you don't run the DD guides?
No, not anymore. I tried the DD guides and I didn't like it. I think that this build is just a little bit more efficient at doing what the deck is supposed to do. And then my favorite card in the entire deck, not 1, not 2, not even 3, but 4 copies of Mystic Mind. This card was outed all the time. This card was a pain in a lot of people's butt, but honestly, it's not the win condition of the deck. It is a Mystic Mind deck, but this card, it does so much, and it really is so oppressive. I don't think it needs to be touched because there's so many other floodgates in the game. Played 3 Demise of the Land. This card is basically Lilith meets Metaverse, so whenever your opponent special summons a monster on the summon, you can flip this and it activates Mystic Mind directly from the deck. So it can't be ashed, and they can't really stop the activation of mine unless they have an out to the activation.
So you're essentially running 7 copies of Mystic Mind.
I think you run 8 copies, because we do run...
Oh, the Metaverse.
Yeah, we won the one Metaverse.
So 8 copies.
There's
so nearly a quarter of your deck.
And then because Mystic Mind is a crucial part of the deck, once again, not the win condition, but Field Barrier protects it, and it basically just buys you an extra turn. It makes it so field spells can't be destroyed, and it also comes up with the secondary effect that no other field spell card can be activated. When Orcust tried to go into their Babel, if this was already up, because I went first and opened it with mine, which happened a couple times, they can't go into the Babel. The striker players can't go into their Area 0. Card actually was another form of protection and interruption.
A lot of older cards.
And then the draw power, 3
not so old cards.
Pot of Extravagance, 3 Pot of Duality, and 2 Card of Demise. So this card yesterday literally never got ashed once, which was insane.
That's surprising.
It's very surprising. I don't know. People aren't running ash, which is amazing. But this card is insane. It just says draw 2. The extra deck is completely irrelevant, so it's a free +1. Pot of Duality does not conflict with Extravagance, which is why I play it at 3, and then Card of Demise does, so that's why I play Card of Demise at 2. I tried to make it so that every card in this deck mattered, so hand advantage is very crucial. So these cards are just +2, +1, +3. This card is the absolute spice. This card is so fun, and people had to pick it up and read it every single time it hit the field yesterday.
Explain it to us.
Chain Energy basically says whenever a card leaves your hand and goes to the field, whether it's setting it, whether it's a monster to summon it, whether it's a special summon, spells, traps, whatever, you have to pay 500 life points just to activate it. Damn. So even if they were trying to out anything on my field, they had to pay for it. Yeah, they had to pay to do it. I had some guy spend 3,500 life points just to try to out my field, and I had an answer for everything. So this, honestly, is one of the secondary win conditions because you're not burning your opponent, they're burning themselves. Just to try to out your board. It's incredible. I played the 1 Wave Motion Cannon, literally never resolved this card once. This card is the first side out target and is probably gonna get dropped from the deck. It's a 42 card deck. This could probably be 41 without this card.
How come you're only running the 1?
Because I am running 3 Cauldron of the Old Man. Oh Lord.
Oh, this is a newer little guy.
Yeah, this came out in Chaos Impact. This card is incredible. What this card does is on activation, it gains 1 counter. And then for every counter, and you can resolve it right then and there. So you activate it, get the counter, and then you can resolve it. So it has 2 effects. For every counter that this has, because it gains a counter on every one of your standby phases, you can gain 500 life points for each counter. So 5, 1,000, 15, 2,000 every turn. or you can burn your opponent for 300 for every counter that this card has on it. Realistically, yesterday, I was sitting on this with 9, 10, 12, 13 different counters, and I was not burning my opponent.
You were just gaining?
My win condition was gaining, yeah. I think I got up to like 34,000 life points yesterday.
To the point where they're just like, okay,
yeah,
well,
they just scoop. They scoop, because like between that and this card, they're burning themselves to try to out my board, and then I'm just sitting at 32,000 life points, and then they just get frustrated and scoop. So I think that's the win condition, for sure.
Yeah, that card was always there at the end of the game.
Metaverse, it's literally just
the 8th copy.
Mystic Mine, and you play Lilith, so you kind of can play 4 copies of Metaverse, technically. You only have a 33% chance of seeing it, but you do play...
Ooh, what is this, old friend?
3 Secret Barrel. What this card says is that you basically just burn your opponent's life points times 200 for every card that they control and in their hand. So it was typically like 16, 18, 22. It was nothing really that high. But
still,
yeah, it inflicts
enough to count.
It inflicts a little bit of damage.
Wow.
And then that card is really well accompanied by Ojama Trio. This card right here was the MVP of the entire tournament. All 9 rounds, when I saw this card, I never felt bad. So this card, and I didn't even know it, honestly, but this card outs so many things. So this card, you just flip it, and you give your opponent 3 tokens. Man, the interactions with this card yesterday were nutty. It outed Evenly Matched. It outed a Thunder Dragon player had something in their extra monster zone, and then 2 other monsters. They resolved Melody of the Awakening Dragon, searched 2 Chaos Dragon Legionnaires, and I knew they were going to search it, so on resolution, I checked their graveyard, saw that they had like 16 darks. Wasn't going to happen. Flipped this, took up all 3 of their monster zones, and they just looked at me like, okay, cool, I can't play now.
Yeah.
And then, you know, with Chain Energy up and then just continually gaining life points, there was nothing they could do. They just kind of had to sit there until they scooped.
So you just lock them out?
Yeah, it's really good. I will say, this is a go big or go home card. I flipped this on a couple Orcust players, and they literally just linked their cards away.
Yeah, you've got to know what they're gonna do with it.
One of the other win conditions against that deck was they would go into, I think they had like a Link Rebo, a Phoenix, and then a Unicorn co-linked. So off the Unicorn, they would draw 3 every one of their draw phases, and they decked themselves out trying to dig for an out.
Wow.
So it was cool. This card was incredible. Do play because you have a lot of spells and traps. This card was the 2nd MVP. Dark Bribe. Outs Twin Twisters, outs Cosmic Cyclones, outs Evenly Matched, outs a lot of just spell and trap removal. Yeah. This card was incredible.
Anything that would have threatened you, they were just like, wow.
2 Dark Sacrifice, just because it is searchable. This is a very underrated card. It came out in the Battle of Legend Heroes Revenge set. And what this card says is that whenever your opponent activates a card or effect that would destroy a card or cards on the field, you can negate that effect and then send a level 3 or lower dark monster from your deck to your graveyard.
And you send Lilith.
Yep, and you just send Lilith, and not only does it function as the negation for their card, but it's deck thinning. And so realistically, late game, you don't really want to see Lilith because you already have your whole board set up.
And if you haven't seen her, it's fine because you can just send her then. So
And then lastly, it's 2 Solemn Judgment. I don't think I ever resolved this card after game 4, 5, but it's nice to have. Once again, it's just a secondary form of negation. The card is incredible. It's
you only used it a couple times
throughout
the day.
Everything. This was my last resort if I had to, but
I think you used it during one of the last rounds. You used it. I can't remember. Someone tried to do something and you said no.
Yeah, Judgment. My last round was Danger.Dino, and I opened up. I think I went 2nd, and we'll just get into the side deck. But for the side deck, I opened up all 3 copies of Evenly Matched going first. And I tried to evenly, and he stopped it and rebooted me, and I set a Dark Bribe, and he had an out the entire time. But if this was not my 4th card in my hand, I would have lost that game. So thank God for the Judgment. And let me tell you how stressful that is, activating Judgment with 6 minutes left in game 3, paying half your life points. But that is why Cauldron of the Old Man comes in handy, because you can just gain those life points.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Side deck, I would argue that this is the reason, easily the reason that I was able to top.
Show us.
3 Lancia.
Of course.
Not only for Orcust and for Thunder, but just any rogue deck. A lot of decks banished for dinosaurs also. You know, when I played the Dino player, sided this in, he wasn't able to, he searched the double evolution pill, but
couldn't get Conductor out.
Yeah, on resolution, just, here you go, have fun, get it out. And I didn't have mine either, so because he couldn't get Conductor out and kill me, he just poked for Ovi, and that was it. I was like, oh, that's fine, I'll take the 18. But this was also in here to counter things like Evenly Matched, or counter things like Cosmic Cyclone. So anything, it's offensive and defensive, which is why I think it was worth the 3 spots in the the side deck. 3 Gamma Seal. It came up a couple times. The theory was really for Salamangreat and for Orcust, because all of their traps require them to have either a Salamangreat link or an Orcust link in order to activate their traps, which is really like what hurts this deck. So if you can pop 2 every turn, or you can banish anything on activation, like that's nutty. So first and foremost, you would just give them the Gamma Seal, get rid of their link, and then you could play for free, at least for a turn, and set up. So that was the theory behind this. I think it also worked once against a Thunder Dragon player. I just outed their Colossus and was able to search stuff. So, and then of course, going second, you've got, like, this card was such a blowout. This card is so unfair.
Yeah, it's making its way back in the side.
Oh my god, Evenly Matched was the side deck MVP yesterday. I can't tell you how many boards I cleared going second with this.
Well, yeah.
They and it's, I don't know, like, just people, you go first, you set up, they know you're playing mine. And they're like, all right, cool, I'm just going to side a bunch of back row hate. Orcust players, I had set 5 pass. Wow. I was like, okay.
Wonder what those are, Twins and Cyclones?
Oh, yeah, main battle, end of battle, Evenly Matched, and they just look at you like, you made me go second. So Evenly Matched is just such a blowout card. And I think every deck should be siding this. Like, this card is nuts.
It's crazy because then they can't make you go first because they know you're just going to set up. So they kind of have to make you go second, but, you know.
And then against like back row decks, I didn't want to play Twin Twister because, once again, card advantage is a big thing, and this deck doesn't really have a lot of stuff that you want to be ditching. Granted, there are like a bunch of times you'll have like 2 of one card in your hand, but
at the same time,
if you have 2 Dark Bribes, I would rather hold 2 Dark Bribes than have to ditch one just to pop 2. Like a 1-for-1 trade isn't fair. So I just if I knew that they searched a Crescendo, this would just bait a Crescendo, or it would, bait the Rage, bait the Roar, whatever. So just, it cleared stuff if I didn't have Evenly. I think I sided it in twice, and when it came up, and it was great. And then the last card of the entire tournament that was the biggest blowout of all.
Old card.
Deck Lockdown. So basically, for 2 turns, neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand except for drawing them, and neither player can special summon from the deck.
Wow.
Every single game against Thunder, this one.
Well, yeah, I mean, they can't do anything.
You go first, you side this in, activate this, and they just look at you. Like, activate Thunder Dragon, you can't. Activate, Roar, you can't. So this was just, they sat on a Battery Man Solar and passed. Like, this card is just so oppressive. I would argue that this is worse than Mystic Mind. Because Mystic Mind says you can't attack, and
it says you can't add your hand from anywhere.
Yeah,
like you can't do anything.
This card is insane.
And in Thunder, that's hard because they add a lot from Grave. They do
I sided this in against the Dino player, and he couldn't search any of his.
You're right.
This card was such a blowout. Like, when this card hit the field, I felt really
good. And people don't really know what to do about it because they probably haven't seen that card in a very long time, if at all, and they're like, uh-oh.
And then not that
the extra deck?
Not that it really matters, but 3 Link Karibo, just in case anyone
That's Link Spider.
Or Link Spider.
Great job.
Yeah. In case anyone ever gave me tokens, like, this was just for that.
Yeah.
This never really came up, but in theory, once again, if someone ever outed a mine and they gave me tokens, there were a couple mine matches going around, so if they mirror matched me and I had to try to get my own cards back, this was just to try to out-resource them.
Did you use your extra deck at all?
Not
once. One time?
Not once.
Not one time?
Yeah, actually I did, when I banished 6 cards that draw 2.
Oh.
3 Hayate, just for whatever. 3 Proxy Dragon, doesn't matter. And
look at these good cards.
3 Link Bumper.
Oh, Link Bumper, everyone's favorite extra deck slot.
Yeah,
for 3.
They're just cards to banish off of extravagance.
So good, wow.
But other than that, it was such a fun tournament.
I want to see the tokens. Show me the tokens.
Oh yeah, these were our Ojama Trio tokens.
So many tokens. What would you say was your funnest matchup? Is that a word? Funnest?
Yeah.
Most fun matchup?
I feel terrible because I don't remember the name of the guy that I played, but I think it was round 7. He was a Striker.Orcust player. He made me think so hard, and even though it was such a grind game, we went into time. 1 off a time. Well, he scooped when there was like 3 seconds left because he knew he had no out, but he made me think really hard. We had such a fun time. He's on his world's grind. He's got his infight like 18 times over. He said he was just there to get more points.
Yeah.
I feel bad, my man, if you watch this, comment down below. Like, you were incredible. It was so fun to play against you.
Oh, that's so cool.
My only loss was to Christian Urena, also on the World's Grind, so I can't even feel bad about that.
Yeah.
But I'll put in the description box down below all my matches.
Yes, all the matches will be in the description, guys.
But it was fun. Like, yesterday was a really, really great day. Did not think I was going to do this well. It was just a decent meta call.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, it showed up.
Yeah, wow, awesome. Well, look at that. You got 5th place out of 386 people. Look at that pretty Masquerena. We did it. We both got our invites now, except he did way better than I did. Thanks, guys, for watching. If you want to see us at any regionals coming soon, we're going to be in Columbus on January 11th. And then we're going to be in Toronto on January 18th.
Yep.
And then the Millennium regional is in February on the 22nd.
Shout outs to Millennium. Also, everyone at our locals that helped us test. Jerry, Chandler, Anthony.
Literally everybody.
James, David. And huge shout out to Cardboard Gaming for these custom field centers. Being able to put this on the field and it was a conversation starter. And it was so cool to just be able to like rep this yesterday.
Oh, and thank you to everyone who said hi to us there and like wanted to like say hi, give hugs, I don't know, whatever y'all wanted. It was really cool seeing you guys. You guys are super sweet. I'm always so excited to see you guys. Like, I would show my face, but I don't want to go through all that effort. But it's super sweet saying hi to you guys. It means a lot to us. Like, we can't stress enough how cool you guys are, and it's really rad. So whenever you see us at events, please say hi. We love you, and we definitely remember every single one of you.
Heck yeah.
So we both got our invites. Life's great. We're doing great. Year 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh. Here we go. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you like this video. We'll be doing a lot more regional stuff in the next few weeks, so be sure to hang out, stick around. Let us know what you think of this build, if you would change anything, if you could even stand to say anything about this degeneracy that we have put out for you. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We love you, I love you, and we hope to see you soon. And don't forget, no matter